So yes, that's basically it. Yeah, you guys were wandering around the sewers after escaping the rats, and in Okinos's rogue expertise, he kicked open some very large doors in the least stealthy way possible, and made a lot of noise. And then you guys got chased, and Silvermist pranked some werewolves by splattering oil on the ground, and it got lit on fire. And then you evaded them, and yeah, got turned into the rats yourselves, and scrounged around in the home of the werewolves and stole their shit. Pretty much.
Well, if they didn't want them to be stolen, they should have locked it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong. Okay. So I think that beautifully covers what happened in the last session, like 45 weeks ago. So yes, where we left off was the four of you in. I noticed that not everyone's in roll 20, so I'm just gonna keep talking until y'all get there. But you were all sitting in like a little storage area right outside of the bedroom zone. And get out of there. And yes, these guys just got woken up, and it looks like they are now suspicious that there are intruders in their area. So, what's the plan? What you doing? Where are we going?
I'm scared.
I'm scared.
I think the plan was to talk to them, you know?
Mm-hmm. We're
Yeah.
gonna go talk to Lucius.
After putting all of our stolen loot in our bag.
Yeah, very well hidden under junk and other hunks of cheese and other things we may have in there.
Okay. You're just gonna sneak your way back over?
Where were we again? Fuck.
I think this is the room with all the sleeping people in here, and they were like somewhere down here.
Where is here? I can't see anything.
Oh no.
Shelly,
Oh,
is
okay. I can see it now.
the lighting working yet?
Yeah, it is working.
Oh,
right
nice. Yeah, so y'all are here in this room where the beds. Oh, I guess you guys can't see, but yes, this is the room where the sleeping people are. And then Lucius was like off in the corner in his own room. And there are tunnels going, down and over and so on and so forth.
Okay. I guess let's go talk to him.
Is he in this room over
No.
here?
He said he's in his room.
Like he's back this way?
As far as you know, yeah, he's back down this way and back over.
Is this the boob lights?
Boob lights, yeah, these are the boob lights.
Yeah, okay, it's the boob lights. Do we be sneaky about it, or do we just I think there's a door by these boob lights. Do we just knock on the door?
Yes,
Housekeeping.
you know there is indeed a door down by these boob lights, a pathway. After all, this all happened like 2 seconds ago.
Mm-hmm.
So you certainly remember the way back to get to the
Fresh
boy.
in my mind.
I honestly think we should go through the sleepy room, because if we go through the boob light room, they're gonna be like, oh, you stole our loot. So we go through the forge. Right? No?
completely ignored.
Okay, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Wait, hold on. Who wants to do the talking?
It likely won't go well if I talk.
That's because you're stupid. I don't want to do
thing.
the talking because I feel like being a bitch.
Fine, I'll do it. Let me do it.
Lily or Juan, do either of you have a Silver Mist Sundor?
I have +3 persuasion. I didn't realize I was muted.
Do I have any persuasion?
I have persuasion.
What's your
Also plus.
Mine
Let me
is
check.
+4.
Oh, big numbers.
My guy is spitting.
So the plan is
Yeah, mine's only +2.
Same.
we like help them with their werewolf problem because apparently the more raven ones are like wreaking havoc in the city, and then they give us a vial or like some of Lucius's blood. That's the plan, right?
Yeah, we were trying to make like some kind of deal with Victor and Lucius that would help both parties.
Oh
we
yeah,
don't-
Juan wasn't here last time.
We did not think that
Yeah.
Lucius would be interested in helping Victor.
So
Yeah.
essentially, Lucius, or like the werewolves, aren't necessarily evil. We picked up this diary that basically discusses Lucius is the head of the werewolves as far as we know, or as far as we're assuming. He doesn't seem evil, and he's just trying to protect the other werewolves from going out and like wreaking havoc.
Yeah.
He's not okay with the fact that they've been killing people, and he's trying to stop that from happening.
Yep.
And Lucius is not the same guy that wanted, like, the blood or something. What did he
No, that's
want?
Victor.
That's Victor.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were trying to make a deal with them.
With the devil.
Victor want blood. Lucius want
Because
some solution to vampire or werewolf insanity.
do you want to do the talking one or?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so Okinos had this plan of going through the forge over this way. I just want to clarify, just to make sure that I wish there's a setting that would have, just whatever. So you do, because it's been so long, just remind you of the layout. So this room here is where the people are sleeping and where you heard someone getting woken up and blah blah blah. The forge is up here, and I think Okinos, maybe you snuck over there and you heard them talking in the forge area.
Yep.
And then walked back.
Yep.
Down beneath you is this is like the big old main area that you walk through to get here. And there's a series of tunnels that lead that go down and to the right that lead to the treasure room, which lead up into where Lucius was. So, sleeping room, where there are people right now making noise and waking up and who knows what. Forge area. Tunnel system. Down to treasure room. If you saw my
Wait.
pings.
On second thought, we should probably go through the treasure room. So we want to talk to him directly,
Yeah.
assuming he's still in his room. I don't know.
If Juan's gonna do the talking though, before we move forward, I want to cast Enhanceability on him.
Spicy!
Yeah.
Nice. What does it do?
So I'll use Eagle Splendor. It'll give you advantage on charisma checks.
Spicy!
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness!
I was coached by the lovely Silver Mist who knows what she's doing.
Oh my goodness! Shanley's using her spells? What?
Yeah.
Okay. For the sake of expediency, you guys are perfectly capable of finding your way back to the treasure room, or the treasure room area. So it brings you back down here. As you, are we all agreed that you're going back down that way?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So as you pass by the tunnel that goes up into the room, you can hear people getting up and still more talking as they set off to look for intruders. But they go in the opposite direction. So you're all in the treasure room that leads right up back into Lucius's room.
Well, tally home.
Are we returning their shit or?
If we're passing through the treasure room, it might be a good idea, just in case they do search us.
Yeah, okay. We'll return this stuff.
Temporarily.
But
Temporarily.
make a mental note of where we're putting it, so that we know.
Wait, you
Yeah.
guys stole their stuff when they were sleeping, or?
No, we would never. What do you mean?
They liberated these items from captivity.
Yeah.
Yes,
They
It's not like they were using them.
they're
God.
the treasure.
it's not like they had their name on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gosh.
That's why we're
Exactly.
avoiding them.
Locked away.
So they also caused a big ruckus further up the sewers where they set a few
Yeah.
werewolves on fire
Yeah.
and
we did do that.
they were well I guess
think
you were
one
there
was
for that.
for
You were there for that where you guys were hiding in the tunnel just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
back
I was-
against the tunnel wall. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
How did we start last session? Did we start in the sewers?
Yeah, you started at the
Yeah.
you had just escaped the rats and you started in that room where there's people camping in the past.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Do
Let's
it.
go
It's go time.
Where are we going?
in here. Oh,
Yes.
what are they?
Ow.
Hello.
Boo.
The way he popped in. Hello.
Okay.
I see more chests. I see more chests.
So-
Housekeeping.
Yes. So
Hello.
yeah.
He looks
Um,
angry.
Rawr.
So yeah, this is just he's not a werewolf, he's in human form. But what he is doing as you whatever your plan is, as you sneak in, as you poke your head around,
We're not
He is-
sneaking in.
he's like over in this corner on top of a rickety table looking at maps or who knows what, some sort of paper. So what's your plan? Are you just walking in or
Yeah,
you know.
the door.
You knock on the side
Yeah.
of the wall, walk in,
That's
lean
stone.
your shoulder against the door, and say, "Hey there, bud.
Hey there, bud.
Hey there, buddy.
How'd the game go today?"
Hello.
So, is that actually the plan?
Oh, I'm not coming in first, so I.
I didn't steal anything, so I could probably go in first.
We didn't steal anything either. We put it back.
Didn't steal anything. We
Oh, yeah.
Why would you
Liberated.
say stealing? That's
Liberated.
so weird.
temporarily borrowed them. Like we just identified them and then
Yeah.
put it back.
Yeah.
Temporarily,
You just licked
permanently borrowed them.
everything.
We're not. I've been like stealing. We're just like item communists. Like you have too many items, so you need to share with us who have no item.
Exactly. So, as you step inside, Lucius, with his back still to you as he's going over this paper, he says, Greytooth, what's the situation?
Great.
Where is he standing?
Right here.
I'm gonna follow.
Oh, my stuff. is
Follow
covered
one.
in- Okay.
What?
Wait.
No one
Grayton?
else is in here.
Who's great?
Good question.
I'm just gonna peek behind. What's his name? What's your character's name again? Fuck.
Thundor?
Zundor. And just be like, greetings.
With a bit of a jolt, he like whips around and looks at you. And at first you see his mouth open and effort, his face starts to turn a little bit. His teeth form into fangs. But then he kind of stops and he looks at you and goes, well, I suppose you are these intruders I've heard about. But,
Uh-oh.
well, looks to me like you are here to talk, which is not what I was expecting.
Me neither.
We
So-
are people of great open-mindedness.
So, not necessarily friends, but not necessarily foes, is that right?
For
We're
now.
also here to
Yes.
find that out.
I see. Well, he turns to you and kind of shuffles the paper together and puts it in a drawer of the desk and says, so, then what brings you here?
I'm gonna turn to Juan, just expectantly waiting.
Wait, what brought us here?
Oh no. He
Oh,
looks at
no.
his palm and all the ink from the notes he wrote on it has sweat off at this point.
So, yeah, so you came here with the goal of finding alpha werewolf blood from Victor.
Mhm.
And then through your adventures through these sewers, you overheard him and a werewolf discussing the rogue werewolves going out in the city and attacking people. You found a diary that talks about the fact that Lucius is a good leader to the werewolves. You heard that there was some deal between Lucius and the church, but the church backed out of it or betrayed it or something. And so now you guys were like, well, he doesn't seem evil, so let's try talking to him. It's a quick recap.
Yeah, I guess so. What brings us here is that we kind of want to learn more about you and what you're doing over here, I guess.
Learn more about us. Well, that is something that so far has not turned out well for our people. Are you here about the attacks up in the city? Are you here to exterminate us? Are you here spying?
We
Just
are here to investigate the recent increase in the attacks of werewolves in the city.
I see. And who are you working for? Are you, once again, are you here to eliminate the threat or just learn more about it?
Oh, we are private contractors. So, I think however this discussion goes is up to you. We are clearly here to initiate diplomacy if that is possible, but
So, why don't you give me a persuasion or deception check, whichever one you think is the right way to do it? Are you deceiving him because your goal is to get alpha werewolf blood, or are you persuading him that you're here to be friends? Potentially.
I want to be friends with everybody. Oh, thank you, Lord. 21.
Oh, suck it.
Hell yeah.
Y'all are gonna paint your nails after this.
Hell yeah.
So he looks at you.
Yeah.
He looks at you, and you realize that he had one of his hands behind his back during this whole thing, and he removes it, and that hand has been transformed into a very vicious-looking claw. But upon mentioning diplomacy, it, morphs back into a human hand, and he goes, well, while usually outsiders who come here are not necessarily here for our benefit, I am always willing to give it a chance. We are in desperate need of allies in these times. So, speak your case. How do we start this? What are you curious about?
Do I just, out of character, do I just keep talking, or am I gonna wait for one to keep talking?
Anyone?
I could talk.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, I can't think right now.
Well, okay.
Our contractor is in need of some items, and we really came down here looking to make relations with the werewolves to procure items in return for helping you solve your issue.
Go ahead and give me a deception roll.
Gosh, you sound like a
Deception!
prostitute.
That is, you're deceiving, my good man.
Deceiving, that's literally the truth!
You did not come down here with the intent of helping them with their werewolf problem, or to acquire items. You came for blood. Or
is an item.
persuasion. Or persuasion, fine. I'll give you that option.
Okay.
Give it a positive spin with persuasion.
I didn't think this would happen. God.
Oh.
What is that? Oh, okay.
Okay.
If it's
Are you
persuasion, it's 20. If it's
persuasive?
deception, it's 22.
Okay. So, he's gonna look at you, and he's gonna say, well, then let's start with this. The issue that my people are dealing with is, as I'm sure you're aware, feral werewolves. I've done my absolute best to control my people who suffer from lycanthropy. But sometimes people are not strong enough to really combat the primal urges that come out of, this horrible illness, disease. And when that happens, they don't accept orders, they don't listen to reason, they just go out looking for food. Now, usually what we do is we will attempt to capture them, lock them up, and get someone to remove the curse as soon as they can. But we had a deal. We had a deal with the Church of Eldath, and those fuckers betrayed us. They stopped coming, they stopped treating the Pappy's just like, why are you getting mad? What are you doing? They stopped treating those who could not fight the curse. So we have a dungeon, we have a holding area where we were trying to keep those without the mental fortitude to resist lycanthropy, and it grew too big. There were too many people, and as they went out and attacking, they would turn more people into werewolves. They would infect more with lycanthropy, and it just grew out of control. The church said they would help. They didn't. No one from the outside wants to listen to us. Why would they, when people are dying left and right to werewolves? So, that's our issue. We have too many rogue werewolves to deal with. We're not getting the help we need. These sewers are not the best place to live. And nobody wants to help us. Which I can't blame them for, frankly.
Some questions.
Yes.
First of all, the way you lead these people, do you have a set of rules, for example, so that, well, okay, essentially what I'm asking is, are you trying to contain the spread of lycanthropy? Are you actively making more, or
No, we are not trying to actively make more werewolves. We're not trying to spread lycanthropy. We know it's a curse. There are people, those who are the downtrodden, those with nothing, sometimes they come looking for us and wish to be turned. That is the only way that we spread lycanthropy, is those who desire the chance to, essentially acquire a form of immortality. Not essentially, but very long living. That is the only way that we will spread lycanthropy. Outside of that, that is why we're so careful, and we try our best to make sure that anyone who's infected who loses control of their senses, we lock up and we try to get cured. I don't know if you're familiar with the curing process, but it does require it's a very rare holy power. I say holy, but based on how these motherfuckers are acting, they're not actually that holy, betraying us like that. But it requires a high-level cleric to remove the curse, which is why we made a deal with the church.
Ghibli.
What?
Oh, that'd be Shanley.
As we're level 3.
Well,
Is it not irresponsible to be turning people who merely seek out to become werewolves? Do you not take issue with that?
no.
As you
Everyone
have
has
no
a
control
choice.
over whether they become feral or not?
We tell them exactly what they want to hear. Not what they want to hear. We tell them the truth. We show them the rogue werewolves. We show them those who cannot resist the primal urges.
So why
But-
are you risking turning people at all?
What other
If
choice do they
you-
have? No one's helping them. They come to us
But
as a last resort if they're dying from an illness, if they've been left on the streets.
But turning them isn't a solution if they're going out and hurting people and you don't have control over the situation.
Well, that's why we stopped doing it. We stopped doing it once we lost control of the situation.
has
We
been
had it
stopped,
under
good
control.
thing.
We had it under control. When was the last time, before this episode, when was the last time there was an attack? Not under my leadership, I'll tell you that much.
Is there
Haven't
no?
been a lot recently?
Before this
Is it-
recent. You said before this recent.
Oh,
If you
Is there
remember,
no, like-
this whole current episode started like 6 months ago. And then beyond that, it's been many years since there was a werewolf problem.
Is there no like
I have a
way
I have a
to?
question, DM.
Okay, hold on, Bash. Yes. DM question.
So, in my travels and background, do I know of like a potion to cure lycanthropy or to mimic the high level spell?
No. Nope.
Okay.
You have not come across anything like that. Okinos. Go ahead.
Is there no other way to help the werewolves regain their senses other than curing them?
When it comes to those who lose control to lycanthropy, it's purely a mental game. Every once in a while, someone who can't resist the urges, when, so it happens in phases. The full moon comes out, they turn, they go on a rampage, or they try to go on a rampage, and then after a little bit, they'll turn back to normal. Sometimes they permanently turn, and the only way that we know of to solve that is for someone who has permanently turned and will not turn back. Only those high-level curse removal clerics can help them. For those who temporarily lose control, a few times we've been able to help them gain control, but it's not common. The urges of lycanthropy, those primal urges, is a very, very difficult thing to fight against.
Hmm. Okay.
So
What
that's
can
the
we do
issue
to
we're
help?
dealing with. Sorry, we're gonna say something?
Yeah, just what can we do to help?
Okay, yeah. So he goes, so that's our issue. So tell me, what did you come down here to find? What are these items that you seek? We don't have much.
Do we tell him? What do y'all think?
I
We
mean,
need.
our goal, or like what we had previously discussed, was we would try and like bargain with him in a sense and say, hey, if you give us alpha werewolf blood, we'll speak to Victor about looking for an alternative cure to lycanthropy.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how valid that would be anymore. If the only cure he knows to lycanthropy is the high level clerics.
Yeah.
That's my question. Like, can Victor and I research a way to make a potion or something?
Hmm.
I'm not answering, I'm thinking. I mean, it's not out of the question. I can't tell you if it's successful or not, but research is research,
I mean,
you know?
Yeah. Yeah, basically we could just tell him that we can look into possibly like researching a different alternative solution. But it requires his blood.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's go with that.
So, as you guys... I want to say as you're discussing, but I guess as you're... Whatever's happening. So Lucius is looking at you guys, and from... behind him, from the forge room, you hear... plop, 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 plop. Footsteps approaching. As a large werewolf walks in the room, he goes, "My lord!" and then sees you guys, and just goes, "What? What is this?" Roar! And roars at you. And Lucius goes, "Greytooth, no. Calm down. Bad boy. Sit." He does not say
Rebuttal.
sit. But he talks to this werewolf who's looking at you very, like, distrustworthy, whatnot. And the werewolf goes, "But my lord, these must be the intruders. We have to get rid of them." And Lucius turns back to him and explains to him that it seems like you guys are friendly and might be able to help. Greytooth does not look happy, but he kind of stays himself. So, what you guys... What's the
Our
plan?
contractor is someone who is very skilled in the sciences. So what we're proposing to you is that we can persuade him to possibly find a different solution to your problem that doesn't involve the clerics. But in return, we require samples of your blood.
Lucius looks at you, kind of crosses his arms. He goes, "You mean a cure? A cure that doesn't require the help of the church? You think it's possible?"
It's possible. We don't know if it will succeed, but it's better than nothing.
And I would like to mention as well, our contractor seems to have a similar use for potentially alpha werewolf blood as you do for spreading lycanthropy. This idea of extended life, perhaps we could persuade him as well that if he is successful in his endeavors because of the generosity, if you do so provide us with your blood, that he is required to share that with people who would otherwise seek out lycanthropy.
He kind of looks at you incredulously and goes, "You need my blood. You want my blood. That's the item that you came here for?"
That's correct.
The werewolf behind him, Greyteeth, just goes, "My lord, this is insane. There's no way this can be true." He kind of whoosh goes, "Well, that's an interesting proposition. Let me add an addition to this potential agreement between us. We don't want to be in the sewers anymore. We want to get out of the city. If you think you could try to find a way to help us leave the city, get out from beneath the thumb of the civilization, maybe that's another solution. Just get us out of here so that when people go crazy, they can't hurt people."
Where would you like to live?
Anywhere is better than the sewers. Perhaps the mountains to the west, mountains to the east. Somewhere out in the wilderness where we can live, hunt for ourselves, not, rely on the scraps of the people above.
Would there genuinely be a place that they could go that they wouldn't be in contact with people?
Yeah, I mean, so...
What the swamps do?
What?
And
The
to the
swamp.
swamps. Banish them.
Banish them to the swamps.
Banish them to the swamps.
Yeah, so the wilds of Severa are the general populace does not venture outside of the cities, beyond the beaten path. So without a doubt, if there are good mountains to the east, the west, there's Overfern. There are definitely possibilities for finding a good spot for these people to live, far away from civilization.
We can certainly look.
Okay, how many people are we transporting?
He goes, "Currently our numbers are around 200.
Holy shit.
Oh, shit. Okay.
You would be shocked how vast this underground system is. I'll be honest, even we're surprised. There are sewer systems here that seem like they haven't been touched in ages. Ancient tunnels, ancient constructs. We have many people here."
Did we get the a map of the sewers or a copy of it?
Yeah, but like where we are now, I think was not on it.
Correct. So you did. I mean, in the library, you found a map of the sewers, and it showed a layer that basically like the upper layer of the sewers that is generally used by the city of Coven Springs, and you have gone many layers down that were not mapped at all.
Yeah, okay. But what I'm asking is there like a path through the sewers where they could reasonably go without ever surfacing from the city so that they can like go
Gotcha.
outside?
Gotcha. So, from your knowledge of the maps, you know that the sewer leads into the ocean, pretty much. So, from what you saw, there's no path that goes like outside of the city that way, but there are many that lead, like, if you picture, Coven Springs is on like the land goes like boom, and then it falls off into the ocean. So Cliff and then sewers poke out and spew into the ocean.
So we could theoretically get enough boats to like ocean travel go somewhere.
How many
Yeah,
boat
but it's
dealers do you
from
know?
a cliff. But,
think, like,
but it's
two.
a cliff.
You don't
can
know
swim.
you're not sure if it didn't have like elevation, so you're not entirely sure if it like is 100 feet off the surface of the ocean or if it's right on the edge. When you guys enter the sewers, you were in a harbor, so you were 10 feet off the surface of the water.
Oh, okay.
So you don't know the exact elevations, but you do know that there are paths that lead like to the ocean.
I guess we can just check that out.
I
Yeah.
propose we find boat.
Gosh, there's 200,
Yeah, galleon.
about 200.
What? Each galleon holds 4 pirates.
True. A galleon holds 4 pirates. Yep.
How many seasoned captains would we have?
Me.
You're a captain?
Oh dear.
In my head.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Oh.
I hope you guys are saying this because Okinos, I know you're just like, why, yes, I am a captain, a pirate captain, the best pirate captain.
No.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah,
Okay.
what you said.
Precisely.
So, are you guys saying this out loud? So he's like, help us escape. I don't think you've given him a response yet. Other than, yeah, we can look into it.
Well, that's obviously a very difficult task because we'd also have to be very aware of who were the blood
So
red
what-
guys.
What paths do you know out of the sewers? Is there mainly just the ones by the water, or is there any hidden paths you found or anything?
Well, we do have a few hidden paths. Just past me, the forge, we have dug a path that actually leads just above the surface of the ocean, and it's barely hidden. We've got some good. It's covered by. It's kind of like in a crevice, in a crack in the rocks, covered by vines. We have our ways of getting out of the sewers stealthily. The issue is our numbers and finding a place to go.
Hmm. Let me look at
How,
the-
cl-
let me look
how
at it.
close is that exit to the city?
So he kind of opens up the drawer of his desk again and pulls out a map and shows it to you guys and points out that damn, now I'm regretting having this lighting on, but kind of shows you that there's a path that leads from where you guys are out into the ocean that seems to only be a 20-minute walk through some tunnels, dug tunnels, and so on and so forth. And then the big room that you saw earlier that Okinos so wonderfully kicked the door open to.
I do that.
That's because you're an idiot.
That had another path that also leads to a little cave with a beach in it that leads out into the ocean. He mentions that one in particular that leads to a cave.
Yeah.
The surrounding waters are full of very dangerous rocks that make ships not come near it very often, so it's remained hidden for quite some time.
Meaning we couldn't pull a boat up to it.
If you know the way.
Okay. So it's feasible.
Just a few minor issues like a ship and 200 werewolves.
Yeah, no big deal, right? You could. How much a ship
many
cost?
of the 200 are out of control?
He says, right now we have about 20 that can't contain themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess the question is, do we want to focus on our quest with Victor, or do we want to get them out of the city? Because both would technically solve the issue of people dying. But which one, I guess, do we want to pursue first?
I mean, we can do them both at the same time because if we're agreeing to this, we get blood, but then we have to find a place for them after.
And we don't even have to hand over the blood to Victor until we have his word that he'll do what
Yep.
we ask of him and help us source out
Yeah.
whatever we may need that he can help with.
Okay. Hmm.
And I mean, it's obviously in the interest in law enforcement as well to get the werewolves out of the city. So it's possible that we could speak to someone who may be able to help us as
I
well.
feel like they would almost be like, what? No, there's no werewolves in this city type thing.
Yeah. Werewolves, we don't have those here. This is a gated
Werewolf,
community.
werewolf.
Werewolf. A woo.
There. There, wolf. There,
Underwear.
wolf.
Underwear. Under their wolf.
Under their wolf. Oh, Bash spitting.
Yeah. Okay. I say, yeah, I'm cool with these terms. With everything that we've discussed.
Yep.
Would he be willing to share us blood now if we agreed to his terms?
Should probably ask.
Yeah.
That was intended as a question.
Okay. Anybody. So, you accept the terms, or you, whatever, you supply your terms. Whatever the fucking wording
Well,
is.
sorry, just interjecting before we go about this. Would the terms be that instead of asking for the help of Victor's potion, he just wants to have his people escorted outside the city? Or would it be like conjoined that he kind of
Both.
wants both?
Both are important.
So, ma'am, do you mind? Don't knock over my Cheerios. Punk dog.
Cheerios.
Punk dog.
Real.
Because also, if it's a potion of whatever that requires alpha werewolf blood, without you being here, it would be very limited supplies.
Fair.
His offer was an alternative.
Okay. So yeah, we can agree to that, I guess.
Mainly because, from what you could tell, it seemed like he was a bit kind of like, that potion sounds too good to be true. So, this would be, yeah, an alternative. And if you wanted to do the cure too, then by all means.
Watch me try.
Yeah.
Silver Mist, I have more faith in you than in Victor, don't worry. I think it's safe to say we agree to those terms. Friends?
Yeah.
Family?
I think it's much more realistic to get the werewolves out. For now.
Yeah.
So he looks at you. And he goes, well, this is not exactly how I expected a meeting with intruders to go. But I will be cautiously optimistic.
As will we.
So he gives you a hastily scrawn. So why do I keep saying that? No, I think it's right. Hastily scrawn.
Scroll?
Yeah.
Scroll.
Hastily scrawled, yeah.
Scrawn.
I'm trying to like
Scrawn.
use scrawn
Scrawny
as like
girl.
that past tense of scrawled, but whatever.
Scrawn.
Is that a word?
Scrawn? Like scrawny.
No.
Pale.
I don't think it is.
We can make it a word. We're really good at that.
I really, yeah.
Scrawled.
Yeah, it is just scrawled. Okay. I think it should be scrawled. Hastily scrawled map that shows you both the path that leads into this room to the hidden vine-covered opening out the ocean, and then the cave that leads to that big room. He says, I don't know what your plan is, I don't know what your resources are, but if this works out, then you are not only protecting the people of Coven Springs from my less fortunate brothers, but you're also potentially saving the lives of 200 werewolves. And we would be in your debt.
I will take the map, and then I will hold my hand out for a handshake.
I'm something of a loan shark myself,
You're not a shark.
because I'm collecting debts.
He shakes your hand, and you can feel that his hand is a little hairy.
Buddy.
Hairy hand. Because
I will
werewolf.
shake it very enthusiastically, like like
Yeah, like
up and down. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, like that.
he
Can you
gives
start
you
braiding his
yeah,
own hair?
he gives you this like a weird look and is like, well, okay then.
Excellent. Would you be available for me to extract the blood right now?
Do you have vials or a container to put it into?
Yeah, I have 4 vials and 5 flasks, but I will not get that much. I think, 'cause-
This is like I have a 2-liter bottle of Coke in my backpack. I'll just chug.
So yeah, he puts his hand out to you, looking like he's asking for a vial or a beaker or whatever.
Well, yeah, I will extract it from him. I'll extract 4 vials.
He just holds his hand out for the vials.
Oh, okay. I'll give him the vials.
He
then.
takes a vial, and he takes one finger and kind of the nail enlarges, and he just and then just like drips it into all of the vials beautifully.
Nice.
And they're like just it's inside, but then the sides are also covered in like dripping blood, and he hands it back to you.
I
Goes,
will prestidigitation the outside. So it's clean now.
He's like, I can't say I've ever made a deal for my blood, but I hope it serves you well.
Let's
Yeah.
do all this, and he's not even the alpha.
Did we even clarify that? We're just assuming at this point, right?
Yeah, you have not. Yep.
Is that rude?
Because that'd
to
be a
ask?
really funny prank.
It feels like it
'Cause,
would
like-
be rude to ask.
Well, imagine they were planning to like siege the city while we were like, haha, we have the blood now, and then we figure out the entire city's been burnt to the ground. That'd be awesome.
Give him another flask. Just for funsies.
He gives you another weird look, and he's like, alright,
No,
whatever.
No, but I want to get it from like an actual vein. So I will do it.
He does not seem very open at first to letting you extract the blood yourself. But you can try to persuade him to let you.
I'm an expert. Oh no!
Uh-oh.
It's a 12.
Okay.
It's a 12.
He's like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna let you do it yourself. If you want another vial, I can give you one, but
Okay.
we're not that good of
sure.
friends yet.
I'll take the just a regular.
Okay. So he, after giving you the blood, you've made this deal. He goes, so, are there any other questions you have for me, or I can't say that, you know, this is very strange and an impromptu deal, but the potential is good for my people, so I'm gonna stake a lot on this deal, and I will let people know that to let you guys come and go as you please within reason. I'd prefer you not to bother my people too much and just deal with me or Greytooth behind me at saying his name. Greytooth goes, "Argh." He'll growl at you guys. He goes, but
Bad dog.
if this works, you will be doing us a great service.
I
How
don't
far
have
have we
questions.
come since we entered the sewer?
How far?
Yeah, because like him saying, I prefer you to not bother my people. Would there be a more direct route to get to him?
So he showed you just the pathways out into the ocean, and the one.
But would that require going through, like, swimming in the ocean?
So the one that goes into this area that you're in right now, there's like a very small pathway that leads up the side of the cliff that you would be able to go down.
Okay.
Do you guys not want to like check out those places, like the exits, just to see how we would do the thing?
Probably a good idea.
Okay. Yeah.
So he turns to Greytooth and basically tells him to go ahead and guide you guys to the various exits. And the Greytooth looks very displeased with another snarl, but you can kind of see in his face that there's like a tint of hope that maybe they'll be able to get out of the sewers. And so he begrudgingly will give you guys a quick tour to the different exits, if you
Man,
will.
Good thing we're
Every
not.
time.
Good thing we're
every
not raiding
time-
this place.
Oh.
What?
Every time Greytooth snarls at us, I'm gonna give him the sweetest smile I can muster.
I'm gonna say you snarl back at him.
No.
Alright,
Just that's sweet. I like it, yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys! We made our first non-aggressive combat thing.
Non-aggressive encounter,
thing.
yeah. Good work, everyone.
Yay.
So,
Yay!
So, just so Greytooth gives you a quick tour of where these werewolves are living, and as he guides you around to the various exits, like was mentioned, the one that leads into this area, I'm hoping I changed the settings so that hopefully everything that you see here should like remain found.
Oh yeah, it does.
Nice. Okay.
Ooh.
So, this is unfinished, but this area here is what leads into a series of dug tunnels, and those tunnels lead, again, after about 20 minutes of walking, they lead into a hole in the cliff that is covered by vines. Then there's a very thin path, very hidden path that leads up, and kind of switchbacks up the cliff, up to the top, and it leads into the back of Rat Crown Academy. You see the academy rising in the distance, and this leads just up to the edge of the wall that surrounds the area, which you would be able to follow along, which would lead you back into the city. So Rat Crown is on a cliff. I'm trying to do hand things, but cliff, Rat Crown, and you can like go along the wall, which would lead back to the harbor area. He also brings you back in and through their complex, and you can see a bunch of. There's a large room that's been divided into essentially rooms and home areas, people milling about, both a combination of just regular looking people and werewolves going about their daily lives. They have their own little crafting areas. Zundor, with your innate artistic eye, you can see a few pottery things. People are making pottery for storage, and can see that it's not the best quality, but they're doing what they can with what they got. And you can see that the walls and the architecture of this underground sewer system is kind of like Lucius was mentioning, it's completely different than the higher levels. Different architecture from whatever civilization built Coven Springs. just not one that you can recognize. And you can tell that it is indeed very ancient. From where it was built, who built it, who knows? None of you have any idea. But it's an interesting little thing that you saw. So Greytooth brings you to that big central area, which you can think of as almost like a trading post kind of thing, minus the trading. But, you know, goods come in, whatever goods they can get, and he leads you down another series of tunnels that goes into this cave that he mentioned. A very big cave that you can tell would indeed hold a good-sized ship for just scale purposes. A ship holding like 50 people could probably fit in there. And it is a well-concealed cave that leads out, and you can see craggy rocks sticking up out of the water. So a very perilous coast area that would require a skilled navigator or someone who knows the safe route to get there. So you can see why it has been hidden for so long. And that's the general gist of the tour that he gives you.
Would we like to return to Victor?
I think so, yeah. Generally, it seems like we need 4-ish ship, maybe more, and then potentially 1 to 4 navigators.
We don't need 4 ships. They can just come back. Like the one ship can come back.
Yeah, but if they're wanting to go to the mountains, based off the world map, and let me look at it again. Based off the world map, it's gonna be like a couple like days trip, or hours, at least. Because we were just trying to go to that tomb in the side quest, and it took us like 2 days.
Well,
Go ahead.
the thing is, they said they only have 20 people that's out of hand right now. So if we evacuate those first and then 30 people who would handle them, then we are not really pressed for time because those other people can control themselves.
And that gives them time as well to gather supplies and anything else they might need to establish
Yeah.
themselves. We also don't know for sure where we're sending them. We have to source out somewhere that we think would be safe and appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we go see Victor then and see if we can get started on potentially making a cure or convincing him to make a cure.
Or even like, okay, here's my thing. Like the cliff, right? You said
Mhm.
that like the other people can control themselves as in they can change back to humans, DM? Or
Yep.
yeah, so then we can just use the ship for the
feral
out of control ones.
Yeah.
And then the ones who can just look like humans, they can just walk.
There are yes, that's absolutely correct. There are people who can transform at will, but there are also people who seem to be permanently transformed but they have retained their senses.
I see. Yeah,
And
so
then there's the
we
crazy
only-
people.
Yeah, we only really need to transport the ones who are permanently transformed, the ones that are feral. And then the ones that are human, they can just use the cliff side access to leave.
Let's go find us a boat, a ship, a submarine.
A submarine. Yay!
Victor.
The Victor.
So, Greytooth leads you guys back to Lucius, and once he again expresses his hopeful optimism, cautious optimism, and thanks you and hopes for good news, and then, you guys are free to set off on your way.
Goodbye, we'll be back.
So as you follow the path up to follow the path back out to the cliffside, or beneath the cliffside. When you were taken there by Greytooth, it was dark out. So you guys entered the sewers initially at like 2 p.m. After your rat escapades. Well, there's no daylight down there, so you have no idea how long you were actually down there for, but you did end up taking a long rest. So when you came out with Greytooth, it was still dark out, and as you once again emerge into the outside from this hidden entryway, you can just barely see the first light of dawn coming above the horizon.
Oh, dang.
So you've been in there for a good, 12 or so hours. More. Probably 14, 16 hours, actually.
Thing we didn't even ask why the church betrayed them, or why
I
they
don't think they know why.
they might have known something.
No, they said they haven't heard anything back from them.
Oh, did they?
I'm pretty sure.
Something like that.
Okay.
Well, didn't he say that they refused to cure the feral ones?
He had said that they had a deal with them to cure the feral ones, and then, yeah, at some point the church just kind of ghosted their asses.
The
Okay.
church knows this is an issue, though, so what would be their reason for doing that?
Did Valerine mention that she was worshipping Eldath, or...
No.
Okay.
When I introduced myself to you guys, yes, I did.
Okay.
I think I have on my belt around my waist. The buckle of my belt has the symbol of Eldath on it.
Would I know that though, DM?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, and when you were researching in the library, you definitely got a basic understanding of the religions of the world.
Okay.
And they're like core tenets.
So while we're walking, I'm gonna speak to Valerine.
That's me.
They mentioned that they had trouble with the church. Is that something that you could perhaps look into?
While I do worship the goddess Eldath, unfortunately I have no affiliation with that church, nor do I want any.
Do I believe her? Wait, never mind. I wouldn't question that. Never mind.
You're like, ooh, intrigue? Wait, no,
No, that
not this
was-
character.
I was literally talking that
Yeah.
I see. Is there a particular reason, or...
Like is common with religions, people tend to form their gods and goddesses to their wants and needs instead of what they actually represent. And the temple that I come from, we worshiped the goddess as she was and shared her beliefs as they were written in her tomes. The church does not abide by that. The church molds the goddess to their will, and that's not something that I can stand for or represent.
I see. That is very respectable.
So, if there is not any other discussion to be happening, this is happening as you guys are walking the path, probably up the side of the cliff to return back to Rat Crown. As you tread up the perilous pathway, it's perilous, but you guys are easily able to get up top. You arrive at the base of the massive wall that surrounds Rat Crown, and you're easily able to follow it around the edge of the cliff, which leads you back towards the harbor area. You arrive there as the sun is peeking over the mountains in the distance.
So it's morning.
Yep, it's morning.
Okay.
Morning.
Yep, and
Okay,
you
so
arrive.
Let's go find Victor.
Yeah, back at the harbor area.
Victor.
The,
Excuse me, Victor.
The
I hope he's back.
yeah, the journey back to the lab is fairly uneventful. Nothing really important happens.
I trip Valerian.
You trip
I tried
Valerian.
to. I tried
Alright.
to.
Go ahead and give me I guess a sleight of hand. Even though you're not using your
Oh,
hands.
Shinley. Shinley, you're doomed.
And
Oh
then
no,
and
he's
then
a roll.
and then Valerian, go ahead and give me a
17.
I guess. Oh, that's damn. I guess
Acrobatic.
either a perception to see if you see the attempt, or yeah, I guess acrobatics.
I cast guidance on myself.
Baldur's Gate that bitch. For this situation, yes, we'll give you that guidance.
What?
It's a maximum of additional 4. It's 1d4.
What?
And you said it was either acrobatics or.
Yeah, I think either perception or acrobatics.
Oh, okay.
Or yeah, acrobatics.
We'll roll the d4 first. Well, that was a 4.
Oh, spicy.
And I got
Sounds like you've fallen.
an 18. Suck my nuts.
Nuh-uh. How does that work? It's a maximum of +4. So the max
Yeah.
you'd be able to get is 8.
No,
What?
she rolled a
No,
4
I
on the
rolled-
d4.
And then I roll a
bonky
d20.
baboon.
So I got 18 plus my perception of 4. So it's actually
Why
what,
did you roll the
22?
D4 first?
To make it, spicy.
Guidance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guidance gives you a 1d4 to a ability check.
Oh my god, I hate it here.
Good. I'm glad you do.
Can't ever have fun.
No.
You can try, and that's how it works. But the dice tell the story, my friend. The dice tell the
The
stories.
DM gave them a +1 there.
I will never give you a fucking d4 on your rule of cool ever again if you're gonna keep complaining, bitch. You want that?
Yeah, exactly. You're always the one getting the
You want that?
D4s.
Well,
Or
I'm
will you
delighted
accept
with
that
the
you
coolest
tried to
stuff.
trip
Do it.
Valerian for no reason and failed this one time?
I thought it would be funny.
Exactly. And you know what? At one point you're gonna succeed and it's gonna be fucking hilarious. But at this point, it did not happen.
I'm
Keep
gonna
trying.
do that. I'm
Keep
gonna do that point eyes thing at Valerian, where you like take your 2 fingers at your eyes and then point at them. Yeah, that thing.
I'm gonna flick you on the forehead. And it's gonna be like a really satisfying thump noise. Like, because it's hollow. There's nothing in there.
Valerian, go ahead and roll just a d20 plus your strength modifier, and then Okanos, you can roll like a dexterity, acrobatics, whatever, to dodge it.
Okay.
She's basically rolling to hit, and you just got to dodge
I
it.
got a 3.
I got a
Plus
10.
1.
There you go. So what do you say you got, Okanos?
10.
So she goes to flick you, and you're too fast, boy.
I
Dodge.
hit the matrix like holy.
Boom. Perfect.
Literally,
The
yeah.
flick just goes like, great, fantastic, beautiful.
Oh yeah.
So yes,
With
you
one eye open.
a failed trip attempt, a failed flick attempt, and suddenly you are back at the lab. Wow.
Woohoo.
Is someone at the lab?
I don't know. You're standing outside.
Yay.
Go inside. You guys want to go inside?
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll knock on the door.
Okay, yeah. So if you knock on the door after a short while, Igor does open it and goes, "Ah, welcome back, welcome back. We were wondering where you went."
Ah. Same.
We took a nap in some sewers.
Oh.
Oh, what a strange pastime, but who am I to judge?
Yeah.
Is Victor home?
Yes, he should be running some experiments in the lab. Come, come. And the short little automaton opens the door and ushers you inside.
Usher.
And
I
you
love
can
Usher.
see Victor as you enter the lab, hunched over a table, pouring things together, mixing them, so on and so forth. Mad scientist shit.
Nice.
Hello.
Ah, yes, welcome back, welcome back. How are you all doing today?
Good.
Very good, very
It
good.
was a very interesting experience.
Oh, yes, did you? He says this as his back to you, still working. How interesting. What occurred? Tell me.
We have acquired your werewolf blood, but it comes with stipulations.
He clinks the glass together and stops and goes, well, looks at you. That was quite fast. And what exactly would these stipulations be?
We are to help the werewolves evacuate the city in exchange for the alpha werewolf blood.
Well, that is not how I expected this to go. You made a deal with the werewolves.
Yes,
Interesting. Tell me, what were they like? Were they
I
as
looked at his little boy
ferocious
and
as they
told-
appear?
they're very spooky.
Ah, spooky. Interesting. Igor, write this down. And Igor takes a little notebook, and Victor says, werewolves. Perhaps they are not what they seem, but still spooky.
It's still spooky.
So, escaping the city, eh? Interesting, interesting. Is there a plan in place, or what must be done for me to acquire this blood?
Are you able to hire, buy, purchase a ship for 50 people?
Chartering a ship, eh? Well, there's always going to be independent captains looking to offer their services at the harbor. I can't say I personally know any, but I'm sure we could figure out someone who could help. I guess my question is, how secretive is this supposed to be? Would we need someone we can trust to keep their mouth shut? Would paying them to be quiet be enough? Or must we take more extreme measures once it is over to truly silence any witnesses?
I think it's in our best interest to keep it quiet until it's done. I suspect the church might not like us moving them for some reason or another.
Okay, I see. This will require some deliberation. As I do not personally know anyone, I'm sure Alex at the Misty Step might be able to point us in the right direction. If she cannot, then we can go down to the harbor and hire someone and silence them afterwards. Other than that, as of now, well, those are the only options I can truly think of.
They also had
Preferences?
they also had a secondary solution in which we developed some scientific way to cure lycanthropy without the help of a high-level curse removal. If you have any ideas on such a task.
Ah, now you are speaking my language. So, did they tell you how they usually remove the curse? High-level spells? Any details?
They just said that a high-level priest basically has to do it.
Ah, cleric powers, I see. Well, in theory, and in practice, I guess lycanthropy is a curse. I can't say I have ever heard of any sort of potion or scientific method of removing a curse, but I suppose it's not impossible in theory. It would definitely require some research and some work, and it would not be an immediate solution, that's for sure.
Perhaps that is one that you could work on the side while we hunt down solution A.
Yes, indeed. I can certainly, in my free time, I can begin that process. Absolutely. I am always interested in progressing scientific knowledge.
It can also be of resistance.
Ah, you wish to help? Yes, well, 4 hands are better than 1, 2. Yes, that's how arms work. I will, of course, accept assistance.
Excellent.
Even I can do that math.
He's thinking. Stop it, Shinley. You're scaring him.
Do we go back to the library to research where there would be a safe place to evacuate, or do we just ask around? We just ask Alex if she knows. So,
Well, we just need a path in, right? And then once we have
Well,
the
we
path
need
in,
somewhere
we can
to
go out.
send them.
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Because we don't really need a ship until we know where they're going.
Do we go look ourselves, or do we?
That would take
Look in the
so
library?
long.
It would.
We could look at the library. Maybe like they'll have some of those, like when you go somewhere and they have tourism pamphlets, maybe they'll have like best remote areas near Coven Springs that no one can access because it's extremely difficult to get to.
It's like I suggested Overford earlier because people don't go there.
Overford? Oh, okay. I see. That's quite far.
Swampy area.
Yeah. But then if we're going by ship, then it wouldn't be necessarily accessible. Oh, it would be, I suppose. If we go
Yeah.
around.
That would take a long time, though. I guess it would take a long time
That's
either way.
fine. Yeah,
I guess we
either
want
way.
to. Do we want to move them to the mountains or to Overford?
Well, let's go.
'Cause, like-
Let's go to the library and just research a few of these places on the map.
That's
Yeah,
cool, though.
let's go.
I guess a big thing would be they need to be able to hunt their own food there as well.
Yeah, and hopefully somewhere that's not going to be incredibly deadly and dangerous for them.
Yeah.
That would be
That's
great as
true.
well.
Geology.
That's true.
Rocks. Okay, to the library.
To the library.
To the library.
Yes,
I
so
left my
after
library card.
what?
Wait!
Nothing.
Wait! I would like. Are we not having breakfast?
Oh no.
It's morning, breakfast time.
Breakfast time.
Igor,
Breakfast time.
time for breakfast.
Yeah. So if you got your
Having breakfast first.
yeah, absolutely go back down and do your little
I'd like to take a bath.
your base camp. Rest
Yeah.
if you want to rest up. Yep, make some breakfast. Igor follows you, and as is now a 2-day tradition, will join you for sustenance.
Yay!
Woo!
So we'll
Yeah, we're also gonna take a bath because we're stinky dunky.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I pretty much say I think would go ahead and take a long rest or a short rest, whichever one you guys want to do. We can do just say a long rest because
Long.
long. As
Because
long
we
as
like
paprika.
long.
Oh goodness gracious, she's so
Yeah.
long.
Oh my
So yeah,
god.
you all get a long rest. Health is back up. Igor eats their delicious silver mist food.
Yummy.
And as you all finish showering, getting that sewer stink off of you, whatever you're doing, it's probably about noon, I'd say.
Yeah.
A short, long rest, but about noon.
Mhm. And then to the library.
Yes.
Yeah, the journey back to the
Cool.
library, uneventful. You appreciate the beauty of Coven Springs as you walk. It's a nice sunny day. And you arrive after an hour or two of travel, you arrive back at the library. Once again, inside at the entryway is a frail old woman, librarian, working at the main desk. And she sees you as you enter, goes, welcome back, sweeties. I hope you've had luck with your research. Please sign in once again at the logbook.
We didn't bring.
We will do that.
What?
What?
I hope she doesn't mention him.
What?
Matt.
Oh. Oh, no.
You know, he's a
We have his
balloon.
balloon.
Yeah, balloon
Yeah.
animal floating behind you guys. Yeah, she goes,
Okay.
and what are you looking for today?
We're interested in geography. Also, some cookbooks.
Yes, oh, very well. So, geography will be in section G1, which is on the first floor, and cookbooks will be in section C23.5, which will also be on the first floor. That way. And points in the right direction.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Books, books, books.
You look lovely today.
Oh, oh, sweetie, thank you. Not as good as you, I'm sure, in my old age, but thank you.
Everyone flirts with the library.
Everyone
Hell
flirts
yeah.
with the librarian. Hey,
Yeah,
whenever
right.
you need help, a librarian's the one you want on your side.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
One of these days, we're gonna need her help, and
Yep.
all that flirting will be worth it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So, what are you guys looking for?
Key locations in surrounding areas of Coven Spring.
Yeah,
Also-
like which
Or I guess.
places are like really isolated, but also has a lot of wildlife or whatever.
Okay.
If they have any like
We look for
adventure
geography.
tomes or anything.
Adventure tomes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you all give me
No.
investigation rolls?
Guidance, cleric, please.
What?
Okay.
What?
Guidance.
Oh.
Guidance.
I got-
Who has the
11.
highest
I rolled a 2.
Guidance, Shanley.
on who? Who wants it?
Everyone.
Well, so-
Whoever. Everyone.
We all get it.
Sure, it's a
I can't-
cantrip, right?
can't- Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Dash, roll a d4. Silvermist,
I'm on it.
d4. Zundor, d4. Let's go. Me, d4.
I got a 2.
Ooh. A 2 on the D4 or a 2 on the D20?
Insight? Are we rolling insight?
On the D4.
Investigation.
Oh.
Okay, my 11 goes to 13.
Let's go.
I got a
So
nat 20.
27.
I got a nat 20. I got
Oh
Oh!
my god.
I guess Zundor needs to roll a few more times before his dice warms up, and then he can get higher than a 2.
I'm
I
struggling
also
to
got,
even find
I also
the
got
cooking
27. Me and Silvermist match again. I also got 27.
Nice.
Yay.
What do you get, Bash?
Doesn't matter.
Open
spec-
house?
13.
Okay. Yeah, so, Zundor, you find a nice vacation, like a book talking about common vacation places and very popular tourist attractions about nearby Vermilion Lake and a few little cute villages around Coven Springs that are very touristy and would be horrible places to send the werewolves. Okonos, you learn a little bit about the mountains to the east of Coven Springs. These are the mountains that are part of the mountain range called the Palm of the World that surround Drakengale. And they are mostly barren mountains. They're just very steep and rocky and a bit inhospitable until you get to like the upper areas where there's a lot of smaller, birds, rodents, kind of wildlife. Not, I mean, pretty remote because they're very treacherous terrain and normal people aren't going to live there.
This won't do.
And then what Velarine and Silvermist discover is you learn a little bit more about kind of Overfern and how, it's, again, a very pretty inhospitable place to most people, lots of dangerous beasts. And you discover that the mountains to the west, which are not so much, they aren't commonly named in books because they're just very old, ancient mountains, but there's lots of talk about them being haunted. But from what you can tell, it's not they're actually haunted, it's just that people don't live there because they're ancient, they're old mountains, and it's so far away from everyone else that there's not much purpose to living there. But very heavily forested mountains, lots of wildlife, some dangerous monsters, but I think that you're going to get that everywhere in the wilds of Severo. And from what you can tell, that might be a good place. Mountains are great
Like
for hiding.
The mountains near Grimhold?
Yes.
Okay. So we will offer Grimhold. Or the mountains over there.
Yeah. It seems very likely that there would be they could easily find a good spot in those mountains to make their home.
Okay.
Okie
So if we just get them there, they'll be able to do like what they need to do from there.
And it's also like close. So it wouldn't take that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound good.
I would also like to look for cookbooks, please.
Yes, and what are you looking for?
Just like a general cookbook of like dishes or even pastries or whatever.
Okay, investigation.
You want guidance?
Yes.
Take some guidance.
So
Want
she at
some
least
guidance?
the
You can have
cookbook
some
expert.
guidance.
I got 12.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. No. You find some good cookbooks about just basic, very commercialized cookbooks that go over, standard recipes. You learn how to make basic pastries and cakes and some nice, elaborate dinners. Anything that
Martha
you'd be able to
Stewart.
find in like a common restaurant, these cookbooks would have.
I have a question.
Yes.
Or like I guess this is like DM discretion. So I wanna use prestidigitation to like take the ink, right? And then control it so that I don't really have to write anything. I'll make the spell write for me.
Can you do? Is that? Well, what does the spell do? Let's find out.
Because it says I can make a mark on an object or a surface for an hour. But what I'm doing is essentially not using magic to make the mark, but it's just controlling the ink to, put it onto the paper. Because it's like, I don't know. I'm trying a thing. Because like I feel like normally people here wouldn't do that, but I feel like I would do that from where I'm coming from.
I will let you do it this time. Well, I'll let you do it, but I guess in the future, like, don't be shocked if at some point you want to do it and I don't let you do it anymore. I don't know if, like,
Yeah, that's fair.
you know, because, yeah, so it says for an hour, so I like the idea behind it, so we'll say, sure, for writing down cookbook recipes, go for it.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know, if there comes to be a point where you use it to try to make a writing on the wall for someone to see the next day, then that won't
Yeah,
work.
that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use
Okay,
it to
yeah, go
print
for it.
money.
Okay, I will do that.
What's
Then
next?
Where are we going?
Yeah.
To Alex?
Yeah, we'll go speak to Alex.
Okay. As you leave the library, the old woman says, have a good day, sweeties. I hope you found what you're looking for.
Thank you. Have a good day. I learned a lot.
I'm glad to hear it. You're always welcome at the Rat Crown Library.
Awesome.
The journey back is once again uneventful. And you arrive at the Misty Step, probably around 4 o'clock, 4 p.m., something like that. And as you walk inside, okay, this is the perfect time to do this.
Oh boy.
So as you walk inside, you see that it's not very packed quite yet, but okay, yeah, it's not packed quite yet, but there's some early birds here. There's a bard in the corner getting ready to perform. There's people just starting to get their drink on if you've been playing games. And as usual, Alex behind the bar. As you walk in, she calls out, "Welcome to the Misty Step! Ah, it's you, our illustrious heroes from a few nights prior. What can I get for you?"
Once again, I think we're in need of a more private setting as we've come for conversation more than merriment.
Well, but you can have both, but it will absolutely. She has one of her workers come to watch the bar for her as she gestures once again up the stairway to the upstairs area of Ye Old Tavern.
Ye Old Tavern.
Here we go. Oh, we got the
Oh, that's a
funky music.
bop.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah, so you go upstairs and I guess
Oops. Sorry.
back to there.
Yay.
Misty Step.
Bryn.
Woo!
We're in. We made it, boys.
Yep. So back to the Misty Step.
Are the
And
stairs misty inside?
there's a nice seems to be an illusion along the Misty Steps, along the edges, the railings of the Misty Step, because for OSHA's sake, we cannot have mist on the steps so that people can see where they're walking, because drunkards are drunkards. But the railings do have like wisps of mist going up this, spiraling along the railing.
Did you
I'm
just say
glad that they
wisps
have
of mist?
fantasy ocean.
Wisps of mist.
Mist wisps?
Bad Bellarine.
What? Why? What
That.
did I do? The tongue twister.
Yes, wisps of mist.
A twister like the.
I'm
The
not
wisps.
misspeaking. I don't know what you're trying to imply, Velarine. Wisps
I'm just saying
of
it's
mist.
a fun tongue twister.
Listen.
It's a candy corn colored cricket costume.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you go up
Where
to
did you
the
get that?
one of the upper
Pet
the
store.
upper level, and she gestures you into the room that you were in the last time you were here, and she goes, "So, what can I help you with today?"
Do you have any idea where we could procure a ship for approximately 50 passengers?
Well, I would assume the harbor, but you probably know that, so I'm sure there is some.
We need someone as trustworthy and as secretive as possible.
Ah, okay, that's makes more sense.
Discretion.
Also, it's probably risky.
Okay, so we have a
And add
potentially.
time sensitive to your notes as well.
And they can't be animalist.
They can't be allergic to dogs.
Okay, so we have urgent need
Yes.
or a secretive crew
Yes.
who is not allergic to dogs,
Yes.
and
Very
Dwight,
skilled.
very skilled. Do I want to know what this is for?
Probably
I'm
not.
more than happy to tell you if you'd like to know.
Well, I see some people saying no, and someone saying they'll be happy to tell me. So if I'm going to be getting people that I know involved, I should probably at least get some details. What is being, I'm assuming, transported?
We're
we-
trying to save the city.
Wait, what?
We're trying to save the
Oh.
city.
Oh, and you're trying to save the city. Okay. Now I really need to know.
Werewolf.
Sorry, what?
Werewolves.
Where you're what? You're transporting
were there.
werewolves.
The wolves
Yes.
were there.
The
We're
wolf
getting them
where?
out of the
Yeah,
city.
where? There? Wolf?
They're wolves.
They're wolves.
They're wolves.
Okay, so we have a time-sensitive werewolf transportation secretive order. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
What the fuck?
And the church can't know.
That is a very important piece of information. Okay. Well, I think I might know the right person for the job. I just completely blanked on coming up with a name. I think Johan will be your man.
Johan. Is that with a J?
Yes.
Okay.
Johan is an old, grizzled sailor. He, I believe, if you were to ask him, he would say always just a regular old sailor. If you were to ask his friends or the people who've known him in the past, he is one of the best smugglers around. Very
He's not
good.
allergic to
Fantastic.
dogs.
I will be honest, I don't exactly know his allergies, but it's also a boat, so I'm sure seawater will wash it away at some point. But if you
Okay,
want
perfect.
secretive and skilled, him and his crew are going to be your best bet. And I would be happy to get you in touch with them.
That would be fantastic.
Guess we
Just-
should clarify that this is going to help with the werewolf killings in town specifically. This is a solution for that.
Well, I'm very pleased to hear that you guys are doing something to help the city of Coven Springs. That's always great to hear.
Yeah.
Johan won't care about that. He just wants money. But
Wait, we don't have
I'm
that.
thankful.
You know
What are his
how
rates like?
much it would probably cost?
That I don't think I'd be able to give you a good estimate of. I would say I'd be prepared depending on how far the trip is and other factors. I'd probably expect 150 gold.
Oh, okay.
Understood.
But
When might we expect to meet with them?
Well, what I can do is I can give you a letter of introduction, and then you can take it to Johan. Johan, his ship is called...
The Misty Skip.
That's honestly, I was gonna make up some joke like that, but
Go on.
The Jolly Rancher.
the Jolly Rancher. His ship is called the Spicy Wave.
The silly.
The Spicy Wave.
Spicy wave.
Yep.
He knows things. I could tell. I could just tell.
He's a kinky old bitch.
The Spicy Wave. I think it came from his history smuggling spices, but
Oh, I like
Which-
it.
Spice?
I like
which
it.
in hindsight is not very good for secrecy, but it worked. So I'll give you a letter of introduction. You can take it down to the harbor, and that should get you started.
Fantastic.
Wait, how
We
much
really
would
appreciate it. Thank
how
you.
much
Of
do we
course.
owe you for this service?
Just as the saviors from the night before, this one is on me. Just be sure to continue granting us your patronage. Remember, Misty Step is the best tavern in Coven Springs.
Agree.
To the harbor.
Hey. To the harbor.
Thank you for your
Ooh,
time again, Alex.
Of course. Best of luck. So, as you leave the Misty Step and people start... Yes?
As we leave the Misty Step, I'm gonna yell out, "The Misty Step is the best tavern in Covered Springs!"
You get some confused looks from you as people have been starting to stream in, finishing their days at work. But a few of the people who have been there for some time go, cheer, yeah, cheer, roar! And then a little bit of a celebration picks up of, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, exposure, let's go.
yeah, yep. But mostly just like very confused, yeah, that's why we're here. But a few people are very just like, yes, I love this place, let's go!
That's
Yeah.
the party goers you want to
Misty
drink with.
Step.
Misty Step!
Yes.
Yeah!
So, as you leave the Misty Step, you know, it's 4:30, 4 o'clock. It's starting to get a little dark out as you head off down the road, back down towards the harbor. And that's where we're going to end for the night.
Yay.
No. I was having so much fun.
Yeah. Good progress, good progress.
Finally made it out of the damn
Today was a
sewers.
talking day.
It was a big talking day.
It could have been a fighting day. We
Could've
just
been.
decided
Yeah,
not
you're
to.
We chose not.
Yeah.
Hey, we probably would have lost my life. He probably would have one-shot me.
No, Shanley would get the one shot for sure.
Absolutely.
Based on her luck.
Yeah, 100%.
Unless it's rolling against tripping.
Yes.
Yeah. That's all that matters, though. Why roll against saving my own life when I can roll against making Batch look like an idiot?
I look perfectly fine, actually, because I Matrix dodged your flick, and it was like the coolest moment I did this whole session.
Afterwards, Okuna's just like, with these reflexes, I'm gonna be Pirate King in a heartbeat.
Exactly.